We play and call it work.
MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, here with Steve the Mountain. Welcome, Wargamers, to the War of the Spider review. Now, in this part, we're going to be talking about the Agents of Bile, because we just finished our bat rep.
Yes.
And we're doing the review after, because it is a review, not a preview.
Right, we literally just finished the game.
We just finished it. So now we can tell you what we went through, what we experienced, what we saw, some of the stuff, some of the relics and the stratagems, all of it. We're going to dive right in.
Been super excited for this one. First thing you've done since you got back.
Because that's right.
We just got, we got
this
back.
This is the first bat rep that we filmed since we came back, because
Yes.
we're allowed to be back in the studios now.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back, I'm not going to lie.
And you're a Chaos player.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm a Chaos player, and I have to say, because the very first thing that you get, the Creations of Bile Legion trait, the just flat Legion trait is...
So before we had our hands on this actual book, Luke and I spent some time talking about this, because we were remote filming a lot together, and that Legion trait...
+1 movement, +1 strength.
Incredibly exciting for us.
That's what it is. So
we talked about that a lot before we had this book, and now that we have the book in my hand, I'm so happy to play. Look at it. But
and I have to say, Steve, like, what other Chaos army would you bring?
Well, I only play Iron Warriors, but
you could still bring Iron Warriors.
True, but this would
bring this.
This rule's called experimental enhancements.
Yes.
And this replaces your Legion keyword. Because you're essentially, you're not playing Chaos Space Marines Legion whatever, or Chaos Space Marines Black Legion.
No.
You're playing Chaos Space Marines Creations of Bile.
That's
and you get the +1 movement and +1 strength.
Across the board. Not your, vehicles and stuff, whatever.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's still just Heretic Astartes infantry, bikers, and Hellbrutes.
Characters.
But not cultists.
Not cultists, not vehicles. But
I don't know why. But, okay, weirdly...
Because it's chaos.
That's
really what it is.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, Chaos... Space Marines got their rules across everything.
Right.
Chaos didn't.
No.
Weirdly enough, this one makes sense that they don't.
Why?
Because this is Bile. This is Fabius messing with your flesh.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense that he would make your vehicle stronger.
Okay. But he could demonize it. He could put
that's
fleshy bits on a vehicle.
That's fair, but that's not his thing, right? He is the geneticist. He's not he doesn't put demons into things. He's
but
not
that's the machine spirit. And
that's
right?
David.
Hey,
that is
everything is mutations.
I had to David.
Look at Obliterator.
I had to David him. The machine spirit is an AI program.
It once was upon a time. But not after Fabius Bile dealt with it.
We're going to have a whole separate argument when this game is on. When this video is done.
Okay, but lore-wise, you're probably right. Yeah, it's
weirdly enough,
dudes,
this one makes
experimental
sense.
flesh.
Though I think
that makes sense.
Chaos is still getting a little hosed, a little cheesed with Space Marines. Though, you know what? That's a whole...
That's not apples to apples.
Eldar for everybody. Orcs is for everybody. Space Marines it wasn't. Then it was. So I figured Chaos...
They should, right? But they don't. But either way... I like it. The first thing that I read, that's the first thing that I read. I'm like, well, that's going to be fun no matter what I do.
Okay, so +1 move isn't game breaking, but it's good.
Okay, we saw that so many times in the game. So many times. The one extra inch. I'm not going to. It won't say. All I say is that it had an effect on the game multiple times.
One extra inch
in multiple scenarios, and it was awesome. It was because it's like, hey, I can. Ooh, no, it is 7. 7 plus my advance. Ooh, okay, look at this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my objective. Oh, wait, I get an extra inch. Ooh. Yeah,
now,
there's so much.
Is anybody going to make a power gaming list just because of the +1 inch of movement? No.
I don't think so.
But it's useful. And then the +1 strength.
That's utility against Space Marines. That's what that is. Because you're wounding on 3s, typically wounding on 3s.
So there's two things that immediately came to mind when the first time I heard about it from online before we had the book in hand. This is the first day of first day of the book in hand, essentially. +1 strength on regular Chaos Space Marines, because a blob of 20 of them you can make.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I don't want to get there. I want to jump ahead because there's other reasons why that's good. But +1 strength on just a blob of 20 is fantastic. But Luke and I, we immediately went to Berserkers.
Oh, yes. That's where my mind goes to.
I wonder how many of you guys went there first.
That's where you should go. If you don't go anywhere else, that's the only place you need to go.
And this one is lore appropriate for me.
But wait, why Berserkers? Because they already have a higher strength. So why Berserkers?
So more. So lore-wise, it makes sense because the world leaders are turned the core Berserkers are turned into a bunch of warbands fragmented out in the universe, right? Doing their thing. They're not world leaders anymore. So Fabius can get some, and and tweak them up, and they work fine in his list. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas I can play Iron Warriors and play Iron Warriors Berserkers. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The rules allow you to
doesn't
do it.
feel right.
But this one makes sense lore-wise.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a Berserker who's base strength 5.
Yep.
His chain axe makes him strength 6.
6. This would be strength 7.
He makes him strength 7.
But then there's Fabius's ability, the warrior enhancement
There's
ability.
a way of making them.
Enhanced warriors, where you can potentially give them another strength. So that's strength 8.
And we'll get to that. But
On
that's also,
chain axe berserkers.
So strength 7 alone is pretty good. Now, Luca has a little more experience in this than I do, because when I was talking about it, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's really good. He's like, well, he says he's never really had trouble killing vehicles with berserkers anyway.
No, because of Veterans of the Long War.
Probably one of the best strategies in the game.
Yeah.
But it's an extra little help.
Yep.
That's not costing you anything extra. And then you can make it strength 8.
You could, potentially, yeah.
Could. So, experimental enhancements.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, just flat across the board. Cool.
But we should mention, though, if you're going to play this, you absolutely have no choice. You have to bring Fabius Bile.
Oh, yes, that's true. He
And-
has to be your warlord also.
Has to be your warlord.
And his warlord trait, which you just take from the old Chaos Space Marines Codex.
What is it?
That's the one where you roll 2 dice. If there's an enemy unit within 6 of him, you roll 2 dice and you choose the highest result.
For what purpose?
If there's an enemy rolling for leadership.
Oh,
for morale.
so he's scary.
Yeah, Lord of Terror, I think it is.
I don't think it ever came up in our game.
Never once.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's a kind of a throwaway thing.
So that to me, this is the only downside. I don't like it when a rule set comes out where it says you must bring this every time you play it.
But here's the thing.
But
He
it's also-
boosts everything around him. So
He can
it's-
once per one thing per turn he can boost.
No,
it's first of the game.
I'm talking about like just right here, the experimental enhancements.
Yes.
+1 movement, +1 strength across the board for your infantry. Automatically does it. I think it's worth it bringing him
It's
because he's 90 points, right?
Is he?
Yeah, with his acolyte. It's like,
Yeah, he's.
yeah. It's totally worth it to do that.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I don't like that you have to bring him, even though you want to.
Oh, I see.
You
because
want
you're not
to-
given the
I
choice.
just
You
don't
don't like that.
Yes.
You know, took away your agency. It's
That's it.
You have no choice. You have to bring him.
So Fabius, I'll even go with the rules. I want to talk about the model.
Okay.
We go first with the model.
Sure.
This guy is enormous. You can't even.
Oh yeah, that's true. We compare
Hold on,
it.
hold on.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
talk-
Okay, that's it. Okay, actually, we're gonna show you guys. Let's just do it right here.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, beautiful model. Look at him compared to a Primaris.
He's massive. Yeah, he's so big.
I love that.
Yeah, he's so big. He enhanced himself.
Who painted this up?
Vito painted this up.
He did a fantastic job.
So props to Vito for doing that. Thank you. And we got to use him
the
today.
model, I mean, it's a 10 of a model. It's just 10 out of 10. Like,
I find that
the
with
cinched waist, he's nice and tall. The proportions are perfect.
They are so good looking.
We've seen some janky looking proportions on these Primaris characters. This one is, I think it's just beautiful. But
Yeah.
they're here for the rules, not the model.
And also this, so like I've noticed that with the new stuff, as much as it looks better aesthetically, if he fell over into the ground, it'd be a break for sure.
That's,
You look at all this stuff, like, whereas the old one, he wouldn't break. So that's the trade-off. The old stuff, it's like you can throw it against the wall, it would stick in the wall,
If you go
and you
through
could take it out and it wouldn't be broken.
If you go through the years, there's chunks of times when you said Games Workshop models, hands are too big, heads are too big.
There's always something.
Bubbles in the
in the resin.
cast.
Yeah.
Right now, we're entering the phase of everything is so spindly and fragile in Games Workshop models.
Yeah. But you know what? Look at this. This guy's
Everything,
gorgeous.
I'm exaggerating, but
Yeah, that is
it's
exaggeration,
happening.
but
it's
it's true.
happening.
Like you see it more and more. But I mean, I would gladly accept that as the flaw if there was a flaw.
Well, okay, so I
because
played. I
model's
a
awesome.
little off track here, a little off topic here, but I've played plenty of other miniatures games with similar issues. Their plastic is inferior and it breaks more. At least we have the high quality Games Workshop plastic.
Yes.
So I'll give you that, Games Workshop. A little too spindly for me, but your plastic's nice.
So that's the model. It's really nice looking, painted up.
If anybody
It's
cared
great.
about any of that,
Yeah. Okay, so talking about Fabius Bile, he's like the only thing. He's the only new unit in the creations of Bile
you know what we
detachment, right?
you put the book away?
The book.
The Chaos Space Marine book. What,
I did,
What
yes.
changed?
Well, let me tell you, Steve.
Just happened to have it in his hands.
A lot of stuff actually changed, like the weapon profiles of his weapons. Zyklos's Needler, for example, its strength plus
Well,
2.
so his stats, actually, before you get to his gear, his stats have changed.
Yes.
So his attacks have gone down.
They've gone down.
On the profile because I think it's because one of his weapons has gained attacks, right? So his harness is now giving him attacks, kind of like a warp smith or whatever.
I think that's the only thing.
So he used to have 6 attacks, now he's down to 4. But
he gained 3. So he went down 2, gained 3.
But his Rod of Torment, well, I think it's a net loss. Because you would have all 6 of those attacks with his Rod of Torment, which was like +1 strength, -1 D3 damage. Or not only have 4 attacks with that weapon instead of 6 you used to have. But then you gain 3 strength 4 AP 1 damage attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's true. The Chirurgian is actually a weapon now, whereas before it was just an ability that he had.
I'm assuming whatever that word you just said is the harness.
Chirurgian. Yeah, that's what I think it is. So there's that. The Rod of Torment went up in strength. And other than that, it stayed the same. D3 damage, unless it's against a vehicle, 1 damage.
I just noticed something. Sorry, he finished up with equipment, and then we'll talk about that real quick. Is that it?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Okay.
Those changes.
Before we get to his main beef rule, just kind of noticed that his strength was 5. It's down to 4.
Oh, he went down
Now,
strength.
you would think that he would get +1 strength from being Creatures of Bile, right?
Sure, but
And
he doesn't.
movement.
No, he doesn't.
It specifically says he doesn't. I wonder if that was intentional.
Him and Fallen don't.
Yeah, but it says, note that as per the Shadowy Allies rule in Codex Chaos Space Marines, Fabius Bile himself, as well as fallen units, cannot benefit from the experimental enhancements Legion. I don't think that's great English. I can infer what you're saying. Well, because the Shadowy Allies rule it says the fallen don't get the rules.
Right.
So note as per the Shadowy Allies rule, Fabius doesn't get his rules, and then so does.
So don't the Fallen.
It's like reminding you about the rule, but in between reminding you about the rule,
They're adding another thing
also
to it.
not him.
Yeah, it is a little odd, which is unfortunate. You kind of hope that he would affect himself like everything other character does.
Yeah.
You know, kind of they buff themselves.
I wonder if that was intentional.
If there was a change that I would hope for, it's that he would get an invuln save.
Yeah. Okay, but
Yeah.
we're seeing invuln saves being locked to like chaplain type characters and actual captains, right? Like the librarians don't got them, the medics don't.
But
Apothecaries
he's
don't
kind
have
of,
'em.
I suppose.
Here I am criticizing English, and then I can't use it right myself.
Now, that being said, his Chirurgian does give him a 5-up, feel no pain,
Ignore damage.
ignore
yeah.
damage. And in addition to that, he regains D3 lost wounds.
I'll just say hero phase. Every start of your turn, right?
Yeah, start of your turns, yeah. So there is that. But the thing is, if you kill him outright, then he's dead. You can't do anything about that, right? So you have to, like, one-shot kill him when you're attacking him.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find the exact wording on Shadowy Allies, just to confirm. So carry on.
But other than that, the Enhanced Warriors, this is something that we noticed afterwards, that a unit has to be wholly within 6 inches of him
Yeah.
for that unit to benefit from the Enhanced Warriors. And what it says there is, at the end of the movement phase, you select the Heretic Astartes unit, which isn't a character, but you infantry unit that's wholly within 6 of him, and then you roll a dice, and on a 1, a dude dies in the unit, and then you roll a D3, and you apply whatever result on this D3 chart. The charts are the exact same from before,
Right.
but if you have your Acolyte, your Surgeon Acolyte, which is this little dude next to him, you get to actually adjust that D3 die roll up or down by 1.
You can always get +1 toughness if you want.
Because toughness is the second result. So, yeah, you could always opt for that if you want.
And it's what you want most of the time.
I would say, yeah, because the Enhanced Warriors ability automatically give you movement and strength. So, toughness is definitely a good boost.
Now,
Because you already have the strength.
There was one thing we overlooked, was the Holy Within.
So when we did the bat rep, we noticed it afterwards.
So Holy Within is not typical Warhammer 40,000. It's just not.
No.
There's a couple of things out there that exist. I can think off the head of the custom force field from Orcs. But Holy Within is not typical. And Holy Within 6 is super not typical in Warhammer 40,000. So you could have done it if you deployed a little differently.
Yeah, we just deployed a little closer. Because you'll see when you watch the bat rep, which is in the link in the video description below, which is in the vault after this video is in the vault. You'll see in the deployment, this doesn't give away the game, by the way.
Yeah.
In the deployment, I would have just deployed slightly closer together, but it wouldn't have affected anything else in the game.
Which is unfortunate. I don't find that ability to be so powerful that it has to be wholly within 6. It's a little disappointing. I mean, I'm probably never going to play this army.
Really?
because Luke is so gung ho about it. You love it. Like I'm not have the three of us play the same army, so I feel comfortable saying I'm never gonna play it. And I feel like you guys are getting a little robbed. I think within 6 is fair. Holy within 6 seems to be a bit much. But maybe we only played one game. We played one.
We've played one game.
So maybe we play a bunch of games and find out. Oh, you know what? Maybe Holy within makes complete sense. And
maybe it does. Yeah. Because in the list, which you'll see this in the bat rep, I brought 2 squads of 20 Chaos Space Marines, and we did a measurement afterwards. Steve, you grabbed 20 intercessors.
Yes, you totally do it.
Same base size, right? So 20 intercessors, and they could be wholly within 6 of him.
So,
and that's intercessors.
Movement 7, strength 5, and right away he buffed him a 20-man blob, toughness 5.
Yep.
So you're paying regular points for Chaos Space Marines, a blob of 20 of them.
Higher strength, 1 more movement, and then 1 extra toughness.
Like, right away.
Yeah.
Right away. I love it.
That's cool.
Being able to use Chaos Space Marines in a bat rep and have fun with them was awesome.
Right?
That
awesome. Never happens.
I keep trying to throw them back in my list every now and then. I'm like, waste of points.
But now they could sit on objectives, and they can actually have utility.
Well, because toughness 5 isn't game-breakingly good.
It's not
but
game-breaking,
it's good.
But it makes it a challenge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like your repulsor, right?
Yeah, I know.
It was a challenge, right?
The repulsor didn't kill as much as I wanted it to.
Right.
I'll say that right now.
You still killed.
Oh, it's a repulsor.
But not as easily.
It's a repulsor.
Not as easily. Yeah. So there is that.
So I just want to read the Shadowy Allies rules. The inclusion of Fabius Bile or fallen units in the attachment is probably why they worded it that way.
Oh, so it does say that. It does say Fabius Bile, yeah.
Do not prevent other units in attachment from gaining a legion trait.
You know, that's so interesting how they specifically say Fabius
Well, because
Bile.
Fabius he was from the World Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
So he joined an a World Eater's list and not throw off their legion abilities.
Lore-wise, I suppose it makes sense. But, okay, so that's Fabius and his abilities, which all cool, all awesome, have to bring. Let's talk about the relics.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
Okay, so there's 3 relics that you could bring. Helm of All-Seeing.
They're bad. I don't like any of them.
I mean, the helm is like when you spend a command point, you roll a die, and on a 5-up, you regain it back, right? There's other armies that have that.
Yeah.
So I think Space Marine and Tau, they have similar things.
In a few weeks.
I mean, that's the Veritas Vitae and Blood Angels.
Right,
But
we'll talk about this again in a few weeks. In 8th edition, they nerfed this so much that I don't care about it anymore. I don't care about these type of things anymore. Let's talk with 9th edition and it's all changed.
Yeah, we'll revisit this.
It might be a fantastic relic.
Yeah, you never know. The Hypergrowth Bolts. This one I actually made an error in the game, but we caught it afterwards. So what this does is it grabs a bolt weapon.
Bolt pistol,
combi bolter,
or
a bolter. It replaces the stats of it, gives it 1 shot. You auto wound on 6, unless it's just shooting a vehicle, and has a damage characteristic of 4. So when I saw that...
No, you always wound... He meant to say always wound on 2s.
Did I say 6?
You did.
Okay, yeah. I meant to say 2. So when I saw that, I got so excited about the damage 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then Bolter, oh man. I missed the changing of the rapid fire 2 to only 1 shot. So I did miss that. But that makes it not that great.
So a bolt weapon, whatever how many shots it has, can go down to have 1 shot only. That wounds on 2 against infantry. Or sorry, is it?
Yep, against infantry.
Anything but vehicle.
Everything
so
but
wounds
vehicles.
on 2 on anything but a vehicle, and does 4 damage. They kind of liked it. I'm like, I don't like it.
It looked kind of fun.
Probably because I was playing Raven Guard and probably have a 2-up save most of the time. I'm just not afraid of it. Now it's good for. It would be good for killing 3-4 wound models.
Sure.
I just wasn't afraid of it. But missing the fact that you only get 1 shot, Dave was taking every time he fired it. 4. It
was 4 because
this is a mistake we made. It's a minor spoiler, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
It still sucked.
It wasn't. I had no respect for it.
It still sucked.
So even at 4 shots,
even though
turn,
it was much better, even though it was 4 times what it was supposed to be,
we made it.
It still wasn't that great.
We did it wrong, made it better, and I was very, very unimpressed with it. Not a big fan of the relics in this book. Everything else.
Now the 3rd relic is the best one.
Yeah.
Living Carapace. Start of your turn, model with a relic regains a lost wound. In addition, when resolving an attack against this model, add 1 to the saving throw. Invuln saves are unaffected.
Yeah, so I'm used to this one. Iron Warriors have a very comparable thing. We have the flesh metal exoskeleton. Gives you 2-up save and you regain a wound.
Okay. Yeah.
It's essentially the same here.
I mean, it's not. It's the best
good.
out of these.
It's good. I use it, but I don't find it to be that. It's best for a DM Prince.
I would say it's the best out of these here.
Yeah, it's the best of these three.
Yeah, well, for sure.
But they don't wow me. I like that one on a DM Prince, though, especially since there's other ways to make a DM Prince even better. So I would use that on a DM Prince who's going to get buffed up.
Yep.
So 2 up armor. Let's talk about that for a second. Want to jump ahead of that one?
Oh.
We're going to
the
stratagems, which is where everything really shines. These, I think, are amazing.
This is, okay, so I have to say, I've never used the army-specific stratagems so much in a
because
battle.
you play Chaos Space Marines, and typically they're
And
not,
this is all
they're
veterans,
not
veterans,
great.
veterans. That's all what I use all the time, right? But like this here, I was excited to use, and it was multiple stratagems that I used. It wasn't just
I know.
It was 3 or 4.
So when I go
used.
through all these stratagems, there's how many are there?
I used 5. Steve, I used 5 stratagems.
So that's the thing. So 4 or 5 of them, like, oh, that's really good. I'm going to use that. And the other ones are like, yeah, I might use that too.
I might use that too. Yeah, yeah, they were really good.
I want to go to the last one first
The Supreme Creation.
because it talks about it goes well with that relic.
Yeah.
So Supreme Creation, for 1 command point, before the game starts, you can buff a Creatures of Bile character. Now, you can only use the stratagem once per game, so you can't buff all your characters.
No.
Or more than once.
And you can't do it multiple times.
You can pick one of 3 buffs. The first one is add +1 strength and toughness to the characteristic of this model. So, full stop, that's where I stop. The 2 are good.
That's really good. It's utility across the board, always good.
So Demon Prince, who's now with claws, makes him strength 8, toughness 7.
Yep.
Give him this relic, 2 up armor save, regains wound every turn. Tell me why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Tell me why I wouldn't do that.
Because the Demon Prince might be targeted and killed. Maybe that's why.
Well, he's a character.
Because he's like flying everywhere and he's a big threat. That would make him a bigger threat.
You're telling me your 7-inch moving, running Chaos Space Marines in front of him can't keep up?
I'm telling you that he's going to have wings and that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. By
Okay,
the way,
so
he can't deep strike when he has wings.
No, he definitely can't, Dave. He definitely.
I really wanted him to. Because there's jump assault, right? Like you think that he would, that he should.
No, I don't want that to ever happen. So the next one, same stratagem. You have give him the Master's Hound. You can add 1 to the advanced and charge rolls for this model. In addition, if this model made a charge move, was charged or performs a heroic intervention, add 1 to the model attack characteristics of the turn.
It's like an extra hateful assault.
It's good.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. Adding 1 to the advanced and charge, like that's good too.
I know.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of make a smash, like a straight Chaos Lord smash captain type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do strike and get an agent charge, but it's not gonna be better than that Demon Prince for me.
So here's the crazy part, okay? So let's talk about that for a second.
Yep.
And let's talk about coupling the macrotensile sinews stratagem, which is a fancy way of saying that you can choose an infantry. You can't do it on Demon Prince because he's not infantry.
Right.
But if it was like a Chaos Lord, or it would have to be a Chaos Lord or some sort of character.
There is a downside though, but carry on.
Beginning of the movement phase.
Yes, he has to already be on the table.
He has to already be on the table.
Yeah.
Right? And then what you do there is he can charge after he advances and you add 1 to your rolls. That's what that does.
I would like to say that's
you would add 2 to your rolls if you had that.
I know. Especially
plus the other one.
Well, the way you
would
you
be
can
2.
go off and assassinate things.
Right.
And there's actually
and +1 movement. So you move 7 and then you
So everything you're saying,
advance 2,
everything is saying,
and then charge after you
is
advance,
amazing,
plus another 2.
but situational.
Well, of course.
But know what I'm always going to rely on? What I can always rely on? A Demon Prince with Strength 8, Toughness 7, 2 up armor save. That's the thing. It's also different styles here.
So what you're saying is the prime test subject result
just better.
It's just better, which I don't disagree with. It is better, absolutely.
And the third one, the Ravenous Biology. When a model loses a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, the wound is not lost. In addition, at the end of the fight phase, the model regains d3 lost wounds if any enemy models were destroyed within 1 inch of them. Never gonna use it.
That's one of those. That's a very situational one.
Yeah, it's not
where
bad.
It's great if it happens, but it may never come up in
the
the
other
game.
2 are better.
Prime test subject is
just
just
so good.
You have it no matter what. That's why it's the best one.
However, maybe somebody can come up with a reason why it's one of the others is the best.
Maybe.
But like one game, first read through of the book, like, oh, that's where I get drawn to. Okay, so I love that one, but Dave talked about one of the
macrotensile sinews.
Potentially one of the best stratagems, but I don't want to call it the best one.
It's not the best. I don't think.
But it might be. Well,
it's good. It's very good, and you'll see me use it in the game.
I think you would. I think how to rate this one is if your opponent is playing what's this called again? Creations of Bile. They're probably going to be using the stratagem at least once during the game.
Yeah, the thing is, it's at the start of the movement phase, so your unit has to already be on the board. They can't be in a vehicle. They can't be off the board, whatever. You can't come in, like, deep strike them in or whatever. They have to be on the board. That's the downside.
+1 advance, +1 charge. Oh, and can advance and charge.
And can advance and charge. That's the big one.
Well, typically, so I've seen, like, Berserker rushes where they get out of a Rhino, get that 3 inches of movement, and then they move.
And then
I think you're going to net more by this one over the Rhino thing, because you get the +1 advance and charge, but you have to get the full advanced roll, which should total up. It will total more than that 3 from the Rhino.
And if you're doing this with Berserkers, of course you're going to Icon of Wrath them so they can reroll their charge.
Right.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
But I did use that. I'm glad that I used it because I was able to get more guys in combat, and that was fun using that. So here's an interesting one. Okay, this one was also used.
More than once.
Yeah, the master is watching. So if a unit is within, if an infantry unit that's not cultist is within, it's not wholly within. It just says within.
I know. I'm training for all that now.
Yeah, is within 12 inches of your warlord, who is Bile. This happens in the shooting or the fight phase, by the way. You can re-roll your hit rolls.
Yeah. So basically,
It doesn't say failed hit rolls. It just says
you
hit
have
rolls.
characters like Chapter Masters or Abaddon who, if you're within 6 of them,
Everything
you
re-rolls.
need to re-roll all your hits.
Yeah.
This is a 1 command point stratagem that allows your warlord, which is going to be always going to be Fabius Bile. Just re-roll all your hits. I'm actually looking at you guys.
And it's re-roll all your hits. So it's a stratagem, Chapter Master stratagem, basically, is what it is. But you have to be within 12 of him. But that's great.
Okay, so how many times even in the game we just played alone, did you put your Chaos Lord in a position to hand out the reroll ones to hit? This one you don't have to worry about where Fabius is standing. You have a 2-foot circle of where you can buff them.
That's true, because it's 12 inches.
So yes, it's costing you a command point, but it's giving you way more flexibility.
Yeah.
I love that stratagem. I would
I
love
used
that
that at least twice, I think.
At least twice.
Yeah.
I would love that stratagem in any army I play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great one. Okay, here.
I know.
Okay, so here's.
Thermal
By the way, all
chitination.
of the stratagems in this book, not in this book, for the Creations of Bile are 1 command point each. All of them. Yep, they are.
Yeah.
So, dermal.
Chitination.
Chitination?
Chitination is probably also acceptable. Chitination.
Chitination. Yeah, we'll say
Now,
that.
Dave also used this one.
Okay, so
More than
use
once,
a stratagem in your shooting phase when infantry.
No, your poetry phase.
That's what I said. So
You're
it'd be-
pointing at me.
Right, so I am Bile and you are the opponent. You saw what I did there. So use it in the your shooting phase. It has to be an infantry unit for my army, excluding cultists. And then I select a target. It's when I am targeted as
I'm
attacks.
targeting one of his
so
units,
It's
it's
your
plus one
shooting
toughness.
phase. Your shooting phase.
Yeah.
When you target me, that's when I use it. And it is
I'll clarify for this guy.
+1 toughness.
When one of your units gets targeted with a shooting attack,
I will translate Dave for
you
you
can spend
right
a command
now.
point and get +1 toughness on that infantry unit.
Yes, that is right. What you said is what I wanted to say. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah.
So if you're already buffed, you have a toughness 6.
That happened twice at least.
Well, I think turn 1, you buffed one of your big
Yes.
squad, your 20-man blobs to make toughness 5.
Right.
And then you use the stratagem when I targeted the other one.
Yeah.
So everything I was fighting was toughness 5. And I think at one point in the game, you made the toughness 5 squad essentially toughness 6, and then all my Gatling guns were winning still on 5s.
And there's also, what's the Inceptors are strength 5, right?
Yeah, they were strength 5 because they targeted them, and then
So your Inceptors were wounding my regular Chaos Space Marines
regular
on 5.
troop choice Chaos Space Marine.
Yeah,
I love that.
that was
awesome.
fun. That was fun. I really like that.
So when you get a brand new book, we get excited to go play a game right away, and we try to use as many stratagems as you can, just kind of show them off. And this one, none of it felt like I should try this one. I need this one right now. They're all good.
Yeah.
They're all useful.
There was a struggle between, what do I use? Because everything is good.
Taken Alive wasn't used. It didn't work in our scenario.
Never used it.
But it's a stratagem I would like to have in any army. So for 1 command point, use the stratagem in the fight phase when a model from an enemy unit is destroyed as a result of an attack made with a melee weapon by creation of an infantry unit. For the rest of the battle, when taking morale tests for that enemy model's unit, obviously, each model in that unit that was destroyed this turn is treated as 2 models for the purpose of taking morale tests. Each enemy unit can only be selected by the stratagem once. So, you smite me, you shoot me, and you do 1 melee casualty and use a stratagem, every one of those wounds counts as 2 for morale test. Now you're going to see Space Marines run away if they fail. And they could fail.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's a utility stratagem.
Yeah.
Okay, that could make my Inceptors run when you kill just 1.
Inceptors? I don't know.
Well, 2.
There's only 3 of them.
Well, 2, right? So if you killed 2, that would have been 4 lost. 4 lost.
Yeah, but it's still not a sure thing, though.
No, but it could.
Sure.
I brought a Tim in Inceptor squad, or Intercessor squad today. You could have just...
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
That's because there's a lot of them.
Marines
that would make more sense there.
Marines typically don't run. And this... Or even Hordes. Though, actually, to be fair, when we see how morale fully works in the next edition, we can readdress the stratagem. But, one read, I like it.
All right, so Monstrous Visages.
Another contender for number 1.
This one I used. This was awesome. So
this one
use it at the start of any phase.
Frustration.
Use it at the start of any phase. Select 1 Creations of Bile Infantry unit from your army, excluding Cultist. Until the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made by an enemy model within 6 inches of that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So that was awesome. So I used it.
Use it for melee.
I used it once at least.
You did.
Maybe twice. It might have been twice.
I think only once on this one.
Maybe I looked at it later on.
So what happened was, without giving spoilers, I charged.
You charged, definitely.
And then I charged multiples. I charged in combat, everybody. And then they spent this command point or stratagem, and then my guys were just -1 to hit. I'm like, wait a second, this is a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's a big problem.
But you could have, if one of your units was too close to one of my units in my own shooting phase, you could have did it then. So basically, Fabius Bile messes up his guy's face so bad, one of your Space Marines takes out his helmets, and my guys can't shoot right. Or can't swing right in combat.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, and then you can't shoot. Keep up with the lore, bro.
Hey, the result was good, right? So, but that was awesome.
Good strategy.
Yeah, such a good stratagem, and especially in like one of those clutch moments where it could make the difference between the direction of the battle going this way or that way. It's like it was so good when it was used.
I read a stratagem, like a top tier stratagem, when you read it, you know you can use it in any game.
Yeah,
And
that's any game.
Any game.
Yeah, that is now in this specific situation. This can be used, and this might win me the game. It's like any time. It's kind of like the Supreme Creation Prime Test Subject one, +1 Strength and Toughness. That's like auto best one by obvious looking at it.
5 we have one more to go through. But that's 5 stratagems that I know I'm probably going to use in every game. I have armies where there's not 5 that I even try to remember because I might use them in a game. These are 5 I know I'm going to use in a game.
Yeah, I used the 5.
And you did. And
I used the one multiple times.
All right, and the last one we have Venomous Claws, obviously 1 command point because that's what they all cost. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when you select a Creations of Bile unit, excluding Cultists, because that's the theme, to fight, until the end of that phase when resolving an attack made with the close combat weapon profile by a model in that unit. An unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically scores a hit and successfully wounds a target. Do not make a wound roll. If you're an old guy like me, I'm not that old, but it's old poison.
Old poison.
6 to hit. Hits and wounds.
That's old poison.
It's old poison.
Yeah. Or it's like your, what are the dudes? They're Primaris, Phobos armor. They can do their concealed deployment. I will give you more rules from them. I just can't remember the name of the unit. What's the name of the unit? Infiltrators.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's like that with their shooting, right? On 6s, it's auto wounds. It's really the same thing.
Crab hands. It's more like sharp pinchers. I don't know. Am I going to use it every game? Definitely not. Am I using it ever? Probably not.
I didn't use it. I wasn't excited to use it.
This is the loser for me. And if that's the worst stratagem, like that's a pretty good list of stratagems. You might use it though. Just not for me.
Here's the interesting thing too, right? Like you got a squad of 20 Chaos Space Marines.
Okay.
Rapid firing bolters. It may not be bad to use.
Isn't it? It's fight phase. It's fight phase.
And if you're doing that, it would be impossible to use it
so you can't
because it's in the shooting phase. Right.
Fair point.
And I was testing you.
Good point, Dave.
Yeah, that's right. You like it?
But, however, that same squad of 20 Chaos Space Marines that are base strength 5, maybe the first upgrade you give them is +1 attack.
Also with the chainswords. Chainswords.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you buy them chainswords.
Yeah.
You give them +1 attack with Fabius' buff. You want to do this? Maybe not. Or you do.
And here's the crazy thing. The 6 auto wounds, it's also death to the false emperor if it's fighting you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah.
And hateful assault. So what was that? That's 1 attack from all, 2 attacks from all, 3.
3.
It's 4 attacks from all on the charge. Okay, I would use it for that. If I did all of that, a little more situational, but if I did all of that.
Why would it be 4?
1 attack per model.
Yes.
Chainsword.
Yes.
+1 for Fabius. Hateful Assault.
Plus, if they're
Fabius
an
buffed.
upgraded unit, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
So potentially 4 attacks in this
Potentially.
army. This list.
Yeah.
On troop choice. A Chaos Space Marine troop choice.
Yeah.
I just love that you can make a Chaos Space Marine list and not automatically want to bring cultists. And only cultists.
Yes. I brought no cultists.
Bring back the Chaos Space Marine. You know what this is? I think this is the end of the edition. This is like Traitor Legion at the end of 7th edition.
No. Don't remind me.
Really
Don't remind me.
cool
No.
for a few months
No.
when the new edition comes.
That was literally like 8 months. That's all it was.
So Chaos gets the love at the end of an edition. As per usual for the last.
No.
Either way.
You're going to will it into existence if you say it more.
I would
The
play
universe
this
is gonna hear you.
if the other two guys didn't like it so much. War of the Spider, actually, it's the only one I looked at in this book so far.
I didn't look at the Death Guard yet in detail. I skimmed over it. I didn't even look at the other ones, but I did look at the Death Guard a little bit. But Luca and Josh have already covered that, so check out that video if you haven't seen that one with the associated battle report. And also a reminder, Steve and I do a battle report with these armies. It's going to be the Agents of Fabius Bile, Agents of Bile versus your Raven Guard. And that's in
Close
the
combat
mini
Raven
wargame.
Guard.
Yeah, and it's Close Combat Raven Guard. Yeah, which you see all the time, right?
Every day.
1,500 points. Fun game. It was 4 pillars scenario out of the 2019 chapter for
Just for what you want when you Close Combat Raven Guard.
Yeah. No salt.
I'll say this. It was one of the greatest games I've played in a long time. No spoilers.
That's true. If you want a good nail biting game, then that's the one.
I promise you, if you sign up just to watch this bat rep, you will not be disappointed. You send me an email, steve@miniwargaming.com, if I lie to you.
Okay. All right. Be prepared to get no emails.
I think it's honestly no joke. I haven't laughed so hard. It was just
it was a good game. Yeah,
it was a great game.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
It was, and I think it's also the fact that it was their first game back in the studio.
That actually helps.
It helps a lot. Yeah, it's like the honeymoon stage, right? It's like, Steve, we're playing again. Oh, we're back in the studio. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this is a close game.
If you're not a Vault member, you can sign up. It won't you can cancel. It won't cost you anything if you don't want to stick around. Just take a look around in there. They're like Disney games.
But we find that most people do stick around once they sign up.
It's true.
Yeah. So
I gotta get them in. They're not gonna go anywhere.
Open the door, and then it's all good. Thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned for more content all the time. And like this video if you want to see Steve grow his hair 2 feet.
Oh, it would just go this way.
That's right. No, I've seen
that?
it. Yeah. And, you put gel and it's nice, and you don't have gel and it's how?
It's my hair. It's very thick. It just goes straight out, and it goes fast. You know why are we doing this?
I don't know.
Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.
Okay.